issue will come up, same sex. Number one, I talked with Dr. Walsh because Mother has said the three organizations, UPF, Women's Federation, and the Youth and Students for Peace, must work together. She said you should travel around the world together. Dr. Walsh and Yenamin and Dr. Kittel, every place they had IAPP, I want you to go there and have another program together. So we're supposed to do lots and lots of education. So let's see, actually under Dr. Young, we do the most education than any region at all, clearly. UPF doesn't have a chance to do education because they invite high-level people. They have to give them a chance to speak, so we can't speak. Like at the international leadership conferences in Korea, you invite ministers and prime ministers and presidents, you have to give them a chance to speak, otherwise they don't come. So Dr. Walsh doesn't have a chance. Also, Women's Federation does mostly service projects, a little bit of education. But in terms of the real educating the principal, the ALC program in Asia is the most ongoing, the highest number, the biggest participants, and the best results. Why? Because Dr. Young is emphasizing education. Educate, educate. When Dr. Young first came to Asia, 2008, he told me, he said, I want you, Dr. Kittel, I want you to be able to go anywhere I ask you anytime. And you cannot say no. I said no. I'm okay. Okay. And then he said, I want you to teach the principle. Then I said, okay, I want one condition. What? Can I teach to the audience? His response? You can teach to the audience, but teach the principle. I want you to teach it. So he gave me the freedom that I've never had. Because many of the leaders that I've been under teach the principle. Teach the principle. Don't change a word. Teach the principle. Teach the principle. I want to teach the principle, and I want to teach I want to bridge. And when you bridge something, you need to have two things. A bridge means one bank of the river doesn't move. The other bank doesn't move. And you put the bridge in between. The 2 points, the beginning and the end, cannot move. The principle cannot move. And these people cannot move where they are. They're stuck, and we have the principle. We have to bridge that. So I have to touch the heart of those people. So Dr. Young gave me the freedom to teach like I've never experienced in our movie. Teach to the audience. You're free to teach, but teach the principle. Don't lie. Don't teach your own thought. Teach the principle. The same-sex issue will come up. So I wrote to Dr. Walsh because we're working together. I said, what is your advice? This is my suggestion. And I sent this paragraph to Dr. Walsh. His advice, and I share it with you. Number one, write it down. Do not raise the issue of same-sex relationships in the midst of a lecture. You, as the lecturer, should not raise this issue. If it comes out later in question and answer, that's another thing. But you do not raise the issue in the lecture. Number two, always be positive. Don't criticize anyone. We don't criticize Muslims for 4 wives. We don't criticize divorced people for leaving their first wife. So the issue of gay, we also have to be a little bit sensitive. What you can do is affirm marriage and family. Don't be critical. So this is what I wrote to Dr. Walsh. I said, this is how I want to answer the question. Hey, my answer. Our focus is to strengthen marriage and family as the cornerstones of emotional well-being, social harmony, mutual prosperity, and sustainable peace. Marriage and family. There's a positive. It's not criticizing, only positive. The natural order is that man was created for woman and woman was created for man. That should be in your lecture already. Additionally, Father Moon teaches that the purpose of love is to create life and lineage. Love should create life. It desires life. An object partner. Therefore, and I took this out. It's in your handout, but it's somehow judgmental. So I took out those two words, crossed them out in your manual. Therefore, you can say it's morally confusing to equate, maybe take out that whole sentence because it's negative. Let's take out the whole sentence. I think the issue, if we don't handle it correctly, then it will pass by. Take out that sentence. Just cross it off. For the public good, we must protect, promote, and preserve the institution of marriage. That's the concept of what you want to convey in a question and answer, and it will come up, so you need to prepare. This is the Pure Love Pledge. There are different versions going around, and people will change a few words here. In Thailand, they don't like the word God, so they use heaven. And some have added the 5 points, which was part of the first one. But an abbreviated, you don't have this slide, so don't look for it. But this is more of a shorter version. The reason I do it is because I want to print it on a card. And we've used credit card in Nepal. We use this credit card. They're a little bit expensive. You might be able to print it on paper, nice paper, and cut it out. Give it to them so they can put it in their wallet. Make it credit card size. So that when they leave, they have something to hold. They'll keep it with them. They'll look at it. They'll read it again. They'll be reminded. Give them something to take back. I imagine nobody is going to take the program home and read the pledge. But if they have a nicely printed card, they will. As much as you invest, they will honor that card as well. So in Nepal, we print plastic credit cards. For some of the young people, it's the first time they get something like that in their life. Especially in Nepal, but maybe not here. And then on the front of it, we have two parents' picture. Peace, loving global parents. I like the phrase that was used in one of the presentations, peace, loving global children. And peace, loving global parents, peace, loving global children. Thank you. Do you have any questions? Or comment? Please.
When it says in the Bible that marriage is not for procreation only, marriage is also a source of comfort each other, to love, to comfort each other, to love each other.
Yeah.
So they can use that to interpret this same-sex relationship. relationship because marriage is not purely for procreation.
Right. Do you have the exact Bible verse that they use?
I'm not really sure about it, but it's really there. The Bible verses it's to comfort and love each other. I think marriage is that. It's not only for procreation.
Right.
Yes.
But it's also not just for comfort. The purpose of marriage is that a man and a woman bind together in the image of God. That's the purpose of marriage. So that cannot happen. Male and male cannot reflect the nature of God because God is masculine and feminine. So yes, I mean brothers and brothers. He's my brother. We can sit, I go out with him. He's my brother. We can comfort each other. We don't have to have sex, but we can talk and comfort. So that's not a problem. The problem is when you bring that comforting into sexuality, then you're not understanding the purpose of sexuality. The purpose of sexuality. Why is sex pleasurable? Why is sex the most pleasurable? Why is nothing more pleasurable than sex? People think, wow, so I can have fun and joy and happiness. No. If God made something more pleasurable than sex, then the man-woman relationship would be in jeopardy. Something would be more powerful. It could break it apart. So God had to make the man-woman relationship super glue, super sex. Nothing, not for the pleasure, which it is, but so that nothing will break that union apart. And the most powerful union is not only man and woman coming together, complementing together, convex, concave, but also when they have children. Then they have children, then that's more comfort. That's the nature of love. I just don't want to love myself in the beginning. And man and woman is nice, it's exciting, but very quickly, man and woman, we want to have children, and they try to have children. So love seeks an object partner. Man, they can have comfort, but they cannot have an object partner. Within that union, they have to seek something outside the union. Sperm and sperm cannot conceive. Egg and egg cannot. If there are two men, they've got to get an egg somewhere. Two women, they've got to get sperm. So they cannot, in that union, it starts to separate right there. Oh, we want children. But we can't have children. So that immediately it starts to separate. And then as that child grows up, then the difficult years, teenage years, the child starts to be rebellious, then the biological half of the parent feels older because it's biological. And the non-biological, it's your child. This happens in step families. That's why step families are so fragile. The new husband comes adopts the wife and her children. That relationship of the stepchildren is there's more violence. It's not a given they're going to be violent. Not every stepfather is bad. But looking at statistics, those families are more likely to have violent relationships within them. That's just fact. The safest environment for any child is if the biological parents of that child conceive and raise that child in love. That's the best. The gold standard, that's what we're teaching. Yes, you have deviations. And many times people will deviate and say, well, I know a gay couple and they've been together for 20 years. And I know heterosexual, husband and wife, they're fighting, they hate each other. That comparison is unfair. Because you're looking at two demographic groups. And the demographic groups always are in the bell shape. So they're looking at one bell shape and they're taking the extreme. Oh, these couples live together for 20 years, they're so happy. Then they look at the heterosexual. Oh, these couples are fighting, they're struggling, they're divorced. You have to look at the mean, the middle, the median of both groups. Then it's very clear that marriage between a man and a woman is much more stable. There's no doubt about it. but you compare the extremes, you're prejudiced in that comparison. Not you, but that person who compared. So you get into this conversation in a question and answer period, and if it gets too much, you just say, let's talk after, we're going to have tea together. Don't let them dominate your question and answer. Thank you, I respect your opinion, let's talk afterwards when we have tea. Cut them off. Because you're probably not going to convince them, you'll use a lot of time, and other people may have questions. Good question. I think we all learned from it. Thank you. Yeah.
Dr. Kittel, just wondering, how are we going to explain the concept of man one, one wife with our audience if there is like Muslim among our audience without sounding so judgmental?
When
there's like Muslim.
Oh,
like,
Muslims, yeah, all right, good. When you have Muslims in the audience, how do you explain one man, one wife? I lived in Pakistan 8 years, so I had the question many times. The answer is very simple. The Quran allows one man to marry 4 wives. The Quran allows that. It's not one of the 5 pillars of faith. The Muslims have 5 pillars of faith. I must recite Shahada. La ilaha illallah. There is only one God, the God of Muhammad is the Prophet. I must recite that. I must go on Hajj. I must pay zakat or tithing. I must do 5 times prayer, and I must do Ramadan. 5. It doesn't say 6, you must have 4 wives. It's not one of the pillars. First point, it's not a pillar. Second point, within the Quran, it says you can have 4 wives if you treat them equal. That's impossible. And you can just say it. That's impossible.